On the morning of April 11th, 2023, a woman was shot in a close range in Philadelphia. She was at Dunkin' Donuts with her 11-year-old son, Jalen, when a man approached her car and shot her multiple times. Her son witnessed everything and was not able to help. Tragically, the mom didn't survive. The victim was identified as Rachel King, a 34-year-old mother. She was only taking her son to a piano lesson but decided to stop by the Dunkin' Donuts to get some breakfast. This was some calculated murder case, not some random violence that she became a collateral damage. Rachel King was a great teacher, a loving partner, a love and caring mother. She teaches in an elementary school and she is loved by both students and her colleagues. And talking about love, Rachel's relationship with her longtime boyfriend William Hayes played a crucial part in her mother's story. William Hayes has been previously in a relationship with another lady, Julie Jean, and when Rachel found out that William was cheating on her with another woman, she went crazy and threw her relationship with William on the floor. But nevertheless, they found a way to stick together and gave it another shot. But Julie Jean, the lady William cheated Rachel with, was not ready to move on, so she became a pest in their lives. With several texts and calls and messages, Julie was out for war and Rachel was the target. When William couldn't control the situation of the constant threat and assault he was getting from Julie, he took legal steps to protect himself and Rachel, thinking that would help. But Julie had a different plan. Julie went as far to get the help of a young man, Zaki Al-Hakim, who was the cousin to the father of her 3 children. Hakim was struggling with his own personal issues at the time, one which was homelessness, and then drawn into the world of Julie's anger and obsession. Hakim and Julie began planning and even met at some occasions to discuss how to properly carry out the operation. So they began studying every move of Rachel, her day-to-day routines, and since Rachel was organizing her routines, that was an added advantage to their plans. They went as far to get a vehicle, something that would blend into the operation, in late March. Jean paid $1,500 for the vehicle and the day of the operation was set. The morning of April 11, 2023, Rachel was doing her regular routines and the strike came. Just like every other morning, she was to grab some breakfast at Dunkin' Donuts, then heads to the piano lesson with her son. But that was not going to happen as the danger of cutting her life short was looming by. As she drives into the parking lot, Hakim was there waiting for her. While Rachel was chatting with her son Jalen, Al-Hakim walks to her SUV and shoots her multiple times. Her son Jalen, who was seated at the back seat and was caught off guard and couldn't help the situation, but the sound of the gunshot must have thrown him into some kind of shock as he watched his mother shot to death. This would have left a mark in his mind for the rest of his life. Al-Hakim didn't waste much time but got into his car and sped up away from the scene. The sounds of the gunshot attracted a lot of witnesses and they quick to call 911. The emergency services responded quickly. They tried all they could to save Rachel's life, but she was pronounced dead at the spot. For Jalen, he was unharmed but was traumatized from the experience he just witnessed and he was taken to the care of the family members. Investigation started immediately as the crime was already made public. Investigators observed the scene thoroughly, looking at the Dunkin' Donuts CCTV camera and putting more investigations together. The detective saw Al-Hakim walking towards Rachel's car and taking the shots, then traced the shooter's conversation and the brain behind it. Even when Julie and Al-Hakim had deleted all their conversations, the authority were able to retrieve all of them as a key evidence to put them behind bars. After thorough investigation through the 700 text that was deleted by these 2 suspects, they also discovered that the car found in the Dunkin' Donuts CCTV camera belonged to Julie, who had purchased the car in the late March. They were both arrested and charged for first-degree murder and other related counts. The public and the media followed this story to know why such act. Rachel's family struggled to handle the situation as they grieve all through the process of the trial, and for Jaylen, the grief was too much for him to bear. Family members said he kept a picture of his mother with him at all times. The court proceedings resulted that the whole act was based on jealousy and pure hatred that was intent to destroy the life of Rachel. The court called it a murder for hire plot. There are other close people who spoke about Rachel and how good she was. They spoke about her strength, her kindness during the trial. It didn't take long when Julie Jane and Al-Hakim was found guilty for the first-degree murder, and both were sentenced to life in prison. For Rachel, she was given a befitting burial. As friends and relatives bid their farewell, this is the story of Rachel, shot and killed in Philadelphia as her son watched the act happen.